What's up, y'all? X-Men 97 Season 2. Season 2. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I like the X-Men, but this is very deep. This X-Men history that we are seeing now in the X-Men animation series is really deep. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I know a little bit of X-Men. I know, the basics, like the 80s X-Men, a little bit of the Uncanny X-Men. But when we start getting into X-Force, who's the other one? What's the X-Force, X Factor, Mutant X, and the New Mutants. I did watch the New Mutants movie, and I read some of the New Mutants comic series, like Sunspot, Wolfbane, and some of them I know. But my most familiar with the Uncanny X-Men, the 80s X-Men, or I guess if you want to say the 90s, some of the 90s. But when they started getting into Future Past, Days of Future Past, and all of that, it just became, it was. I had been out of reading the X-Men for a minute, for a while, and there was so much had passed. And I remember a friend of mine used to read the X Factor, used to read X Factor and X Force, and I saw the artwork. I was not turned on by that artwork during that time frame. Something about that artwork was not good for me. I didn't really like it. And I guess had I stayed with those comics from the 80s, I would have, grown into it. It would have slowly transformed into something that I was used to seeing. But going from 80s X-Men to 90s and then maybe even early 2000s, it was a big change. So I never really got into that. But watching this X-Men 97 stuff is really taking me, it's taking me there. It's taking me there. Now I'm anxious to learn. I want to learn all I can about this whole situation. But once again, like I said, I've never really had a hankering for that Days of Future Past stuff because it was just like so much, so much, so much, so much. And, you know, unless you stayed with that stuff, you're going to miss a lot of details, intricate details, and stuff that changed. you know, Sometimes in the comics they'll change something, they'll give you a new history on something, they'll give you, oh well, this is what it used to be, this is what it is now. You miss a lot of that when you are just not with it. So just learning that is that'll be a mofo. That'll be a mofo for me. But once again, I do like the X-Men, and you know, so I can get into it. I can get into it. So I'm going to watch the rest of this series. Probably going to go back. I watched last season, and it seemed a lot like the original Saturday morning or back in the 90s series. So yeah, I had half interest in it. But this is all like this new stuff. So I'm gonna dive deep, deep dive, deep dive. Now I remember when the Sony X-Men came out, Age of Apocalypse, and I remember people saying the adaptation of that to what was going on in the comics. People was not happy about that. People did not like that Age of Apocalypse movie. I watched it. I liked it. I can't say I loved it, but I did like it. But now after seeing this first three episodes of this series here, I can see I can see where and why people were saying what they were saying. Yeah, you got to do a lot to adapt this series, or the history of the X-Men comics, and with all the different iterations, into a 2.5, even a 3-hour movie. It's almost damn near impossible. You got to be very creative with that. But anyway, I'm not going to ramble on, but hey, I'm checking this out. I know a lot of people, especially I'm seeing people that, do a lot of reviews on stuff, and I'm just saying they're very excited about this. I'm excited about this. I don't have any of the knowledge that they have, but I'm learning this stuff. So I'm not here. I have nothing to offer, but I just here talking about watching it. But anyway, until next time, y'all. Peace out.